stay here in heaven. Time can bring you down, time can bend your knees. Time can break your heart, have you begging please, begging please. Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? Beyond the door, there's peace, I'm sure, and I know there'll be no more tears in heaven. Yes, I know there'll be no more tears in heaven. Could it take a little time to think it's over? Better read between the lines, in case I need you when I'm older. Now this mountain I must climb is like a world upon my shoulder. Through the clouds I see love shine. It gives me warmth as life goes over. In my life there's been heartache and pain. I
I'll try to find a second half.
if I could face it again. Can't stop now. I travel so far to chase this lonely life. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me. Hey. It'll take a little time to look around. I've got no one left to cry. Looks like love has finally found me in my life. There's a love, a certain kind of love never showed on me. I want my life
Test.
If I ain't got you, if I ain't got you, baby, you don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody, to love somebody way out of love.
You need anything, Gary? You want some water or some?
Water would be good. I was gonna say, I looked all over for the second picture. I also didn't know where it is. You know where the cage is? Oh, yeah, the cabinet right behind it. Oh, you mean a little small scale? This should be good. Okay. Just check. Yeah, no problem. Alright.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. It's been a
Thank you.
while.
I know.
Yeah, how's
My
everything?
problem too.
Everything's good.
Like,
You?
I mean, this is like, I see you like this the whole time.
How you feeling? Hey, how are you?
how's it going? Yeah.
Good, how are you? Well,
Oh, there, I figured it out.
What is it? Is it the?
So the thing on the right that does the up down,
Yeah.
if you push it forward, it doesn't lean back.
hello,
That one,
Hold on,
Welcome, everybody, to the Rytown Park Commission meeting of May 16th, 2023. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have our town clerk tonight,
Hello, everyone.
acting as secretary of the meeting, Madam Hope Vespia. Debbie is away, a little far, far away, and enjoying her niece's wedding in another country. So please call the roll.
Commissioner Lindsay Jackson,
Here.
Acting Commissioner Joan Grangewa Thomas.
Here.
Commissioner Josh Cohen's not here tonight.
Not yet,
Okay.
possibly coming.
Commissioner Emily Hurd.
Here.
And Commissioner Jason Klein.
Here.
Thank you. May I have a motion and a second to accept the minutes of April 18th, 2023?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Is there any public comment on non-agenda items? Jamie?
Hi, everyone. Jamie Jensen, 588 Forest Avenue. We always come up and we have questions and we have all kinds of things. I just wanted to say thank you to you all, and I'm sorry Debbie's not here. The spirit and goodwill in the park right now is so beyond amazing. I talked about it with Emily recently. It's just a really good feeling, and I know as commissioners, you're not often down at the park. Thank you, Acting Commissioner Joan Thompson, for coming recently. It's really good to show up and have people see you, and the park's doing just so well, and Friends is so appreciative of all that Russ and his staff are doing. I would like to ask a favor. One of our board members, Chris Meyer, would like to sell honey at the community conversation on Saturday morning for the Friends of Rytown's Parks benefit. Would you guys agree to that? I'm sorry I didn't put it on the agenda.
My stash is running low.
Yeah,
So you're okay if we have a little table and sell honey?
I think
Okay.
you got your first 3 customers.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. Well, since you mentioned it, our first item of business is the community conversation reminder. Our annual community conversation is Saturday, May 20th, at 10 a.m. till noon, under the pavilions. Rain date is Sunday, but I don't think we're going to need it. So looking good. Everybody is welcome to make your voices heard, just as Jamie has spoken up tonight. Everybody should comment on what is good, what they'd like to see, what they don't like so much. And the commissioners will be listening, and hopefully it'll be a very productive meeting, and I'll bring up the community up to date on certain things that we're doing in terms of our capital plan. So, thank you. Does anybody else want to say anything about community conversation? Come.
Hello. By way of introduction, my name is Rocky Spazzeri. I live 147 Fairview Avenue in Portchester. I was a Rybrook police officer, retired for 27 years. And
I remember Rocky.
You do? You sure?
Yes,
Well,
yes.
even with my new glasses on? I don't know. Okay.
Your hair was darker,
Much.
as was mine.
That's true. Okay. My question to you guys, I went for my pass the other day, which I do every year, and I was told that the northern gate is open only on weekends. And I gotta tell you, it's very difficult to walk that sand from the main gate all the way to the northern gate. I'm not the only one that's been saying that. My question is, why can't that be open more than just a weekend? I mean, I had 2 knee replacements, and it's still difficult. I could walk again, but still, it's difficult. And I don't see why that northern gate can't be open. Oakland Beach, when I was a kid, it was great. A lot of people, a lot of kids, a lot of girls. Now I'm old, and I like to go to a quieter beach, and where I don't have to walk so far. And like I said, I'm speaking for other people. And I'm just curious why that couldn't be open for more seniors, I guess.
That's a good question, and I'm going to let Russ, our park director, answer that question.
I talked with you, I think, last year about it. You said you were going to take care of it, you didn't, so, okay.
Honestly, I don't remember.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the plan, in previous years, it was staffing. Okay, we just didn't have enough staff, and we also didn't have the infrastructure up there. However, the plan is to be open many more days and hours than this year than we have been in the past. Because I hear you, I hear other people have said the same thing. So my understanding is that you park with us, but you want to be at that end, so you can, but it's easier for you to walk along the beach path.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And my
yeah.
wife drops me off near the.
Oh, at the bottom of Rye Beach Avenue? Yeah.
So it's much easier for me
So-
personally, and walking on that hard gravel path than on the sand. That's almost 200 yards, and that's well,
It's longer than that.
Well, okay, well,
Yeah,
thank you. I
yeah.
couldn't do that. But it's a long way to walk, especially when,
Sure.
you're not up to it.
And we get these, we've had people who live sort of in that part of Rye, they'd like to just walk down Rye Beach Avenue or look from Elmwood or Oakwood into those streets right there,
Right.
and they want to walk right on. So I can't tell you exactly how many hours we're going to be open, days and hours, but I do, I can assure you that it's going to be a lot more than it has been in the past.
Okay, I was told, because I got my pass, and I was told just weekends only.
Yeah, whoever told you that should not have.
Oh, okay, but I got my pass.
I think they were just thinking,
From last
it'll
year?
probably be the same as last year, but I can assure you that it won't
Okay.
be. It'll be.
Publicized with days, because, being retired, I'd like to go during the, nice.
I think we
quiet
can
side.
work towards that as soon as we establish a schedule, okay? So,
I appreciate that.
we hear you.
Thank you.
Here.
I came to the right place. Well, thank you, everyone. That was my question, and I thank you. I hope we can, nice seeing you, Gary.
Nice seeing you again.
The concession stand will be open down at that end.
Will it be open
This year.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be wonderful.
So I think you can be looking forward
I
to
don't know what
smoothies,
the opening date is for
salads,
that.
pizza, but I don't know. I hope.
I think it's gonna be Memorial Day weekend for
Okay, okay,
Fantastic.
good.
Well,
It's coming.
thank you, everyone.
Thank
Nice
Thank
you.
you,
seeing
Rocky.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it. Okay. Anybody have anything else to say about the community conversation? All right, first resolution is to declare a trailer as surplus. Before we get to that, Jeff, I'd like to change the wording of the resolution going forward. Instead of not adequate, let's change that to no longer adequate, please. Hope, do you want to correct that on the record? Okay. Russ, do you want to tell us what this is about?
Sure. This was a trailer that was purchased, I don't know what year it was, but it was in conjunction with the four-wheel drive gator that we use to collect trash and for other activities on the beach, because it has big wide tires and it can ride along on top of the sand. I think the initial reason for purchasing this was that we could tow it behind the gator and we could throw additional bags of garbage on it, but honestly, I don't know any other reason why it was purchased. It was purchased by, from the town office, and I don't know exactly who made the decision, but I don't, except for a couple of times where we used it during the fall festival for hay rides, I don't think we've used it like 5 times. So I know the terminology is that it's surplus, but we're going to sell it. Okay, so we're going to recoup, I hope, at least 70% of the original purchase price. And whether or not we put that towards the purchase of a trailer that's more useful, so we can transport heavier equipment back and forth. Right now, it just can't accommodate the few things that we need to transport by trailer. So we want to sell it off to the highest bidder, and maybe apply those funds to a more useful trailer.
A motion and a second, please.
Second?
Any further comment? If not, Hope, please call the roll.
Commissioner Jackson?
Yes.
Commissioner Rentala? Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Hurd?
Yes.
And Commissioner Jason Klein?
Yes.
And President Zuckerman, sorry.
Thank you.
Almost forgot.
Yes. Our next resolution is something, actually, I've been looking forward to for a long time. It is the awarding of the bid for the window installation at the main bathhouse. We authorized architect Gary Gianfrancisco to go out for bid, I think 2 months ago. Bids came back. We had 2 bids. The low bid was by Pauling Holdings, whose managing member is Lou Larissa, and the low bid was $192,300. The other bid was $263,500, which is a substantial difference. Virtually all of this will be paid for with grant money that we received or will receive through the CDBG program of $100,000 and remaining parks money of approximately $83,000 that we got a few years ago with through the CFA process, and most of it had gone to construct the ramps and the path. So this basically uses up that grant money, and this is work that is definitely necessary, because before we do the interior of the bathhouse, as we have said many times at these meetings, we need to fix the windows and make sure that the exterior is watertight. There is a little bit left over, because this is basically their 50% grant programs, but we can apply one grant to the other. The park may be liable for an additional $17,000 at the maximum.
How are we getting to 17?
If you add the 100 and the 183, actually
Oh, then a 10% match?
no, it's a 50% match.
Oh, I see.
So what we're doing is, what's the difference between 83,000 and 100?
17.
That's where it comes from.
But I thought it would be, the bid is 192,000.
It
And we
doesn't,
have,
right, it doesn't, we have to work it out with the grant agencies, because the actual difference is, I think, $9,000.
right,
Okay, so we're technically liable for the 50% match, which would make it 17,000.
okay, so I don't understand. So if it's okay, so first of all, can we go back for 1 second? So this includes all windows, stucco, everything. This is a full package proposal.
Right,
Okay, so that's 192. And then we have the the parks funding, we already have that 83,000.
well, we have to spend the money to get the money.
Okay, I see.
So
This
it's
is the one-
183,000.
Okay, and 83 of it is matched by 50%.
Each of it is matched. In other words, technically, if we would use the full grant,
Yes,
we would spend 360,000. But then we would have to come up with
180.
180,000 ourselves.
Okay.
So this way, we're matching the CDBG with the parks money. So we're,
Okay, so
Right.
the difference is the $17,000.
Correct.
Okay,
that is correct.
so we have, okay, so hold on. We have $100,000 that we need to match 50%.
We have to match 100,000.
Oh, we have to match 100,000.
And we have 83,000,
Okay,
which we have to match 83,000.
okay, so I'm not
But
following.
but that's called a local match, but we're entitled to match the federal money, which is CDBG, with the state money, which is 83. So in other words, 83,000 of the 100,000. You
Okay,
follow?
so let's say, yeah, so 83,000 of the 100,000
Is
is
the
being
match,
Is the
right.
match. But then don't we still have to pay 50% of the 83,000?
No, because we match the 83 with the 100.
So it's like a reciprocal match.
Correct,
So the only thing left is 17.
correct.
This is like, my brain, okay.
This is called government finance.
Yeah. So then it's the 17,000. And then how does this extra 9 factor in?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. In other words, we'd have to work with the agency to see exactly how much money we're gonna have to match. The difference in the price, assuming there are no extras on the job, is, what does it come out to be, 9,200,
9,300, yep.
9,300? So that would be the normal difference, but it's extra because we haven't quite matched the 50%.
Okay, so let's say we've got 17 grand plus 9,300.
We can always spend it on something else. I don't know what we can spend $17,000 on, but that's how the government match figures.
Okay, so I guess, and we are assuming that if we get this moving quickly or so, I mean, how, you know, I feel like every single project has always exceeded our bid estimate. What do we do about that?
It's not, I mean, it's a fixed bid.
It's a fixed bid.
Unless extra work has to be done for some reason. And there are unit pricings in the bid.
And what's our timeline for this?
I believe 16 weeks,
Starting in the fall?
starting when we sign the contract.
So they do this over the summer while people are using the bathrooms?
Well, we have other bathrooms.
Yeah,
And not all the windows are in the bathrooms themselves. Like,
Right.
some are in the front or on the sides. So, we'll work that out with the architect and the contractor, we'll work that out.
so just to reiterate, I got a text from Josh saying that he's not gonna make it, unexpectedly. So the grant money is now in hand. It's not because we need to actually spend it to get it back, but we have received the grants.
No, we spend the money and then we get it back, we apply for it.
So we have not applied.
No,
We have-
we're entitled to it.
Yes.
All
Got
the
it.
contracts are signed, we have to prove that we've spent the money
Right, to be
in order to
reimbursed.
get the money
Yeah,
back.
got it. Okay, but we have received the grant.
The grants are official, the contracts are signed.
Got it.
That's why we couldn't do some of this work before, because we could not obligate the contractor or the architect or anybody else before
We
we
got the
got the contract signed
For the grant.
for the grant.
Yeah, thank you.
A, from the county for CDBG, and B, for the state, with the State Parks Department, because we had to modify it, because the original grant was for the ramps, even though the grant included the bathroom, the entire bathroom, the first part of the contract was for the ramps and the paths. So
Right.
we had to get a modification that was approved and show them how much money it would cost.
Got it.
So, I mean, it's a whole, it's a whole administrative, I guess you'd say quagmire,
Yep,
but this is the last step. Okay?
got it. Thank you for explaining.
My pleasure. Any other questions? Motion and a second, please?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Hope, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Jackson,
Yes.
Acting Commissioner Gruntrock Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hurd,
Yes,
Commissioner Klein,
Yes.
and President Zuckerman.
Yes, thank you. Now the resolution authorizing the procurement of the sand. Last month, we passed a resolution awarding a contract for spreading the sand. This is actually to buy the sand from Carreri, which is under government contract with the County of Westchester. And
It's also a local business.
he's also a local business in Portchester.
Portchester. which
Right
is-
around the corner from Portchester Village and Rye Town Hall. So, and they're very well known. And just FYI, I know Emily had sent an email regarding, inquiring about the sand. And this had gone through, actually, in order to get our DEC application completed. They actually asked what kind of sand we're using, where does it come from, et cetera. So all those questions were answered, and I thanked by email James Natarelli, who really shepherded this thing through the DEC process and the City of Rye process. And actually, it was a pleasure to deal with both entities. Everything moved very smoothly. I think, Russ, you'll agree, when we first started this a couple of months ago, nobody thought we'd get to this point as quickly as we did. We thought, and that's why the resolution is worded for through 2024, because we thought we might have to just do this in 2024 rather than 2023. But we're apparently on the precipice. The sand will actually be delivered on Thursday, and it will be spread, I think, starting Friday morning. And just FYI, James is working closely with Commissioner Copey and Lieutenant Howard from the Rye Police Department to coordinate the police activity on the street, because it is a school day on Thursday and Friday. And the sand will be delivered, I believe, up until from 9 a.m. after school starts till 2 p.m. So that will be ongoing, and hopefully it will be done as quickly as possible. We will save some money if we do it more quickly, because it's on a kind of a time and materials basis. The faster they do it, the less it's going to cost. So with that, just as a curiosity, I thought I would do this because Emily was inquiring as to the sand, so I'm going to do this.
Oh, this is my present.
This is the sand.
This is the sand. Wow.
Nice
Doesn't
sand.
it not feel like a fish tank?
Yeah.
Look at that. I feel like I'm at the beach.
Yeah, white sand.
These will be-
I wish you gave me a
Go
pina
ahead, go
colada
ahead.
also. Wow. Look at that.
Isn't that nice?
Show and
That's
tell.
beautiful.
Show and tell. Jason?
I've had the pleasure, it's the sand
Yeah,
we
use
use at
it.
Mountain Lakes
Yeah.
for the Kentmore Beach.
Run your fingers through it.
Yeah. Very nice.
Very soft.
Very lovely.
First-class sand for a first-class beach.
Thank you for the illustration. You know I'm a visual learner here.
Yeah.
That's fine. Thank you, everybody. May I have a motion in a second?
Just wait, I'm sorry, just one last question. I know we've talked about this, but FEMA has given us this money already
Correct. That money we actually have in the bank.
in the bank, and then I'll vote for this. I'll make a motion.
Second.
I hope, please call the roll.
Yes.
Acting Commissioner Francois Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hurd,
Yes.
Commissioner Klein,
Yes.
and President Zuckerman.
Thank you. Yes. Our next item, and thank you, everybody. This is very exciting that we're getting both of these projects underway. Presentation and discussion regarding the June Pride celebrations. I think Pam is going to join us by Zoom, I hope.
Hi all. How are you?
There she is.
Yes. We can't hear you though.
Uh-oh.
Someone
Someone just muted me just as I.
Can't hear you, Pam.
Weird.
The technical people will have to come.
Speaker probably listening from no one talking. Yep. Good.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Yes, now we hear you.
Celebration.
You. Right Town Councilman Pam Jaffe, who is head of the Town Sustainability Committee and works with Amanda Timchuk of Pride.
Very excited to be working with Amanda Timchak of Pride, and I want to thank you, Gary, because you did hook the two of us up about 3 years ago. So we're headed into our third annual Pride celebration here in the township, and every year it gets bigger and better. And last year we had some requests from community members that we brought in front of the Right Town Council, and we wanted to run across the park commissions as well. We had parents coming up to us and saying, you know, we just missed the White Plains Pride Parade and Festival, and the one in the city is so big. Do you know of any really family-friendly activities here locally? And we just kind of looked at each other and said, well, why can't we just build out what we do a little bit as we do year by year and make it a little bit more fun and interactive for families? So I just wanted to give everyone a run through of what this year's activities will be, and definitely get the park commission's feedback as well as Russ on the activities that we've run past that we can hope we can celebrate with at Right Town Park. So I don't know, Stephanie, if you have the PowerPoint I'd sent along to you. There you go. Also better because you don't have to see your face on the large screen. We do have 3 projects that are open for both students and adult volunteers. One is specifically students, and I'll talk about that. But in collaboration with Pride, which is a community group based in Rye that it provides for advocacy for students for LGBTQ plus emotional, mental health reasons, support, and just basically wrapping their arms around them in this community and beyond to make them feel welcomed and loved and supported, which we can get very much behind in the township. Pride is going to be creating a mural. And actually at 8 o'clock tonight, we have a kickoff call with the students participating in that event. They'll be painting the mural in Amanda Timchak's garage. I think there's a picture of last year's mural. Possibly. But if you remember, there you go. This was last year's Pride mural, painted by students from across Rye City, Rye Town, into Mamaroneck, down the Sound Shore, and even up into Connecticut, Greenwich, Byron communities, came to participate and draw this gorgeous mural, which had its big debut last year at the town's Pride celebration at Rye Town Beach, and then moved around. It went to Crawford Park. I understand, Joan, it's going to be making a debut shortly at Lyon Park in Portchester, so we're really excited that it's hitting all the communities that it represents. And basically what these murals are supposed to accomplish is communicate kindness and positivity, inclusion, and celebration of the LGBTQ plus identities. So the students have brainstormed this year's concept. You'll be seeing more about that as it rolls out. Local artist Donna Wundeler will help to cohese, I love that idea, the ideas into a mural outline. They're going to be painting over the month of May, and we'll be unveiling this as part of the Pride Fair and parade celebration at Rye Town Park on June 10th. So we'll get to that parade portion of it in a moment. The next thing that we're looking to do is, hang on as we go forward, bringing it home to Crawford Park, because Rye, the beach can't have all the fun all the time. There is a movement across the country, across the world really, to paint roadways in rainbow colors to show advocacy and support for the LGBTQIA+ community, to uplift Pride all year long. So we did bring this in front of the town council and had unanimous goodwill for the gesture. So Amanda and I are going to be working with Vic Federico, his team, and also Paul Rively of the Portchester Arts Council, and a group of students and hopefully adult volunteers to create a rainbow crosswalk right in front of Crawford Park Mansion. So Stephanie, I think there might be pictures that show the space. I know they're very odd, right? So go back one. It's just odd vantages. So if you see the mansion in the backdrop, there is basically from the parking area where the electric meters are, a crosswalk. First, there's an area that is access, as you can see, an accessibility corridor adjacent to the crosswalk, and then the crosswalk itself. We are going to be working with the students and Paul and volunteers to create a rainbow bridge in this area. So the accessibility corridor will still remain painted in that type of situation so that we make sure that we're adhering with the appropriate laws and protocols. But the rainbow walkway is going to indeed be a rainbow walkway. So if you want to scroll down some of the ideas we had collected from around the community and the world of rainbow crosswalks we'd seen. And as much as I love the top right, I don't think there's room for that at Crawford anytime soon. But maybe someday, somewhere else in the township, we'll get to do that. But we do have beautiful designs that Paul drafted out and showed to the students yesterday. And if I'm allowed to share my screen, I can pull those up for one moment. Okay, and if you can see that, over to the right-hand side, right around here, we do have the accessibility corridor. And then Paul created two designs. One, which is a vertical version, which is your traditional crosswalk appeal, and then also the horizontal version. And you'll notice that the designs do incorporate both the classic Pride colors and the new Pride flag colors, which of course are the most inclusive colors representing every underrepresented community. So we are thrilled by these. The students did vote that they like the horizontal version better. So the one that actually does look like a rainbow crossing on the bottom. And Paul is hoping that he can work with the students and the volunteers to come up with words and phrases that could be put into those sections of the flag of the rainbow to uplift the community, which I think is really beautiful. We are going to be painting that at Crawford Park over Memorial Day weekend, then doing finishing touches there June 1st and 2nd after school. It will be unveiled at a flag raising ceremony at Crawford Park on June 2nd at 6 p.m. So let me roll back. I guess it's May 31st and June 1st that are finishing touches. And then June 2nd is the actual dedication of the crosswalk and raising of the flag. Then you can scroll back to the parade portion of the events, because that will necessitate just a little bit more conversation with you. Russ was absolutely lovely with us. Every year he's allowed us to use the flagpole at Rytown Park Beach, right in front of the Barley Beach House, to have basically a ceremony where we bring in local politicians and we bring in students and leaders, and people talk about what Pride means to them, what Pride means in this community, what being LGBTQIA queer means to them and means to their existence here. And for us, the intent is to uplift and cherish, to welcome and hold. So we figured we would take that a little bit wider this year. We're going to kick off on June 10th on Saturday with a short ceremony, because, people are going to talk. But then we'll have a ribbon cutting at the beginning of a route. We've asked Rye Playland if they would allow us access to their boardwalk. And we're going to hold a short parade down the Rytown Beach boardwalk to the Playland boardwalk, loop around, come back, have a mural unveiling, and then utilize the pavilion space to have a Pride Fair. So the Pride Fair will run about 10:30 until noon. That will incorporate poets coming to speak, musicians. It will have tabling, so local organizations who want to provide support, local vendors who would like to, they have Pride themed wear or items, accessories they'd like to offer to sell them to the community, we're open to that. Hey, you want to sell honey? I think this is a place that you could easily sell honey because pride and sustainability go hand in hand in my book. But I just wanted to make sure that we had your council, your commission fully aware of what we were hoping to accomplish on June 10th, and make sure you're in support of it and invite you all to be part of it because it's going to be really special. I don't think it's going to be huge this year, but I think it's a first step. And I think every year we just make more inroads into being the most welcoming community we can be. And I am proud not only to be part of this, but to live in the town of Rye, and thrilled that the city of Rye allows us the partnership to do this every year. Any questions?
Anybody?
No, I look forward to this every year. It's a great event. I think, Pam, you've really done a wonderful job with this, and it's going to be fantastic. I have no doubt in my mind. So,
I hope
Thank
you can come, Lindsay. We'll get you an umbrella and, make sure you have a place to settle. But it would be wonderful to have everyone there.
Question?
Do you have any idea when Portchester will be receiving the mural to display? Do you know when those dates are by any chance?
Let me pop into my email because I did get something from Amanda today. Lion Park. Amanda just walked the Lion Park in Portchester with their Parks Department, and the change makers will be on display for the month of June near the corner of King and North Regent Streets.
We're getting it the entire month.
That's what I understand.
Wonderful. I'm happy to say that Portchester has just passed a resolution to commemorate June as Pride Month in Portchester, and has adopted a set of policies so that the village can raise the pride flag as well for at least 5 consecutive days, which we have yet to determine. So I wanted to just make sure that we had some connectivity between those two things. So that's great news. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. That's wonderful news.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that.
I think the students at the Portchester GSA would love to know if you wanted to tell them. I think they'd come out and support that in a big way, because one of the reasons that they do, which you attended last year, and I believe you spoke at the flag raising at Portchester High School, was to bring that sense of community, and they're going to be thrilled that that was a step towards a greater good. So
Thank you, Pam. Anybody else? Pam, I just want to congratulate you again. Fantastic job, you and Amanda and the entire team. Really, really good.
Knock on wood. Everyone come on June 10th and see what we can pull together with our group of volunteers, and please feel free to volunteer. I think at the end of this, if you go to the first page of the PowerPoint, there's a QR code. So anyone who's sitting there can just scan it and see the various ways that they can get involved.
Great. Thank you so much.
There's the QR code.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Russ, management report, do you have anything to say or add, emphasize in your report? Hope everybody read it. You got to do me one favor, though. Next time you have this done, use a little bigger font.
I was going to ask about the tower building cellular antenna project, and it's great to read that the work is complete and both
Finally.
towers are in full operation, carriers, I mean.
All right. Any comments from the commissioners? Nope.
Well, I just wanted to make sure, as far as getting ready for opening day, we are in compliance. There's a couple of requests the county health department had. So I just want to make sure we're squared away with that and ready to go.
We're ready to go.
The hot
Great.
water heater is in. It's in the management report.
Great.
And
And the third and final hot water heater is just waiting on one faucet. But the unit is in, and it's connected, just in a faucet.
we should be able to get one of those. Okay. If there's nothing further, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Make that motion, that was record time.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.